you in my world. All right, now lose it. It's the Eminem song. It's like trending on TikTok right now.
Oh, yeah, I don't follow what these youngsters are listening to these days.
Youngins. All right, I have a problem with Elon because now we're suddenly not allowed. I don't know if we're allowed to stream on X anymore because we don't have a premium subscription. It's telling me. I don't know. I don't know. The whole world is.
We should stream on Netflix. Can we do that?
That would be. I would love it.
How do we do that?
I would love it.
Well, yeah, Netflix is knocking down our door. After whatever the hell that was.
Sorry, can you hear me? Okay. You know when Chelsea Handler.
Hey, Netflix guys, this is what we're looking for. This is it right here.
Guys, it's Netflix. Yeah, we were really impressed with the last episode. You were able to keep the mics on the entire time, and we thought it was great.
For almost 2 hours.
Anyway, where was I? It doesn't even matter. I'm just annoyed at Elon and the whole world.
Right.
I'm annoyed at the Secret Service. Frank, I could sit here on Wednesday, July 17th, tell you and the rest of the world that what we saw over the weekend on Saturday with the attempted assassination of former President Donald Trump was at 100% no denying it. An absolute fact was the fault of the Secret Service.
Fault of the Secret Service, and of course the person who pulled the trigger.
Yeah, well, yes.
Letting it happen, the fact that it actually got that close and the guy was able to get off a bunch of shots. Yeah, I agree. I mean, obviously we don't know 100% of the facts at this point. I'm sure moral.
Well, I got them.
Oh, you have them.
I got them all.
What am I talking for? Go ahead.
Failure.
I thought. What's weird? I was ready to jump in, and I forgot we didn't even do the rundown.
Yeah, we didn't hit the thing yet.
Just ready to go.
Biden has COVID, so he'll be dead soon. And Senator Bob Menendez is super guilty and is now talking about trying to resign before he can get expelled from the Senate.
Why does he just run for president? Seems to be what you do when you're guilty.
Sick burn. That, my friends, is a podcast. It's like the end of Distinguished Gentleman. Remember when he gets convicted of all those crimes and he's like, I'm going to run for president.
No.
You don't remember the Distinguished Gentleman? Eddie Murphy? Oh, my God.
No, I don't think so.
Lane Smith, Eddie Murphy, one of the best movies ever. In fact.
Best movies ever?
Yeah. In fact, the new Axel Foley is on Netflix.
Right.
We got a Coming to America too. We need to get a Distinguished Gentleman Part 2 where he runs for president. That would be the greatest thing ever.
Even more distinguished gentleman.
Yes. That would be
distinguished-er.
More distinguished-er. Yeah. You don't remember Distinguished Gentleman? He runs for Congress in Florida.
No, I never saw that one.
Oh, it's one of the. Nobody talks about that in the spectrum of Eddie Murphy films, but it is so funny and so great. And Lane Smith is phenomenal in it. He's phenomenal in it.
That's good.
I don't even know if it's streaming anywhere. It's like one of those movies where I don't even know if it was really made or I'm just streaming it.
You'd never run into that.
Never, right? Isn't that weird?
It is weird. I mean, you never hear about it. Whenever you talk Eddie, you're right. Never you talk Eddie Murphy movies, that never comes up.
Never, ever comes up. Drives me crazy. You know what another one is? I didn't realize Angels in the Outfield has not been on a streaming service.
It's on Disney.
It's on Disney now. Like the other day, it just got put on, but it was never on before then.
It's a good one.
It's a weird movie. Tony Danza, it's like Matthew McConaughey's first movie ever.
Right. What's his name?
Young Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Okay. Danny Glover.
Doc Brown.
Yeah. Holy cow. Christopher Lloyd.
I didn't even know there was 2 TV sequels to that. Angels, like on the football field.
Okay.
No, I swear they made the football one first, and then the third one is Angels in the Infield.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, I swear.
I guess the infield. That's getting a little jealous. They got Angels in the outfield. We can't get a little help in the infield here.
Like you said, the shortstop needs help too sometimes. Not
all about the outfield.
Good point. All right, Frankie C. Secret Service. Well, actually, do you want to I feel like everybody was missing you on Monday. Do you have anything you want to say at the start, or do you want to just jump into the Secret Service?
I know, of course, it's a
Everybody
it's,
assumed that you were there. We
okay.
first were scared that
I
you
was,
were the one who did it.
I was not there. No, it's tragic. It's terrible. Obviously, something like that should never happen in this country or in any country. Political violence, no room for that in any place, in any country, or any violence really.
Well, some of the lower countries, no.
No, you're an ass.
Okay.
No, but this was terrible, and our rest in peace to the poor victim,
The
who was
firefighter.
killed.
Yeah.
Yeah, unbelievable. It's terrible. Something like this should never happen, and it's awful. I'm glad that Donald Trump is okay. I mean, that doesn't get much closer than that. Was unbelievable that he happened to. If you read all the things that he turned his head at that moment, and then it's incredible. So, glad he's okay for him and his family.
Any truth to this that you were busy on Monday on a roof at the RNC? Were you at the RNC on Monday?
I was not.
Okay.
No,
I just don't get mad at people for asking questions.
You could ask all the questions you want. I was home in
Yeah.
New York.
Yeah. It's crazy.
It's terrible.
It is terrible, and it's crazy to think, but I can't help but think that there are some people that are like, damn, would have been great.
No.
There are. There are.
There
I'm not
are,
saying
but,
you're one of
it's
them.
You hear about Tenacious D?
The joke afterward, I'm okay with the joke.
He made a joke on stage, but it was, it's not a. That's a bad joke.
I don't
feel
think
like
so.
there are such things as good jokes and bad jokes, and poor timed and ill.
Ill-timed, I'll give you.
Yeah, and what's the bad taste? There are jokes that are made in bad taste.
Sure.
And I think that was not cool and not good. And now they have to they canceled their rest of their tour.
Did they?
Canceled the rest of the tour, and Jack Black put out a statement saying, "I didn't know it. He said I was blindsided by that comment. I didn't know it was going to happen, and all future, creative projects are on hold."
Oh, give me a break. See, this is what's probably wrong with the world. Thank you, Bird. Legalized comedy T-shirt in the shops right now.
Yeah, but it's not fun. Some shit isn't funny. That's not funny.
And listen, this is what drives me crazy. You're at a comedy rock show. That's what they do. It wasn't even Jack Black. It was the other guy. Nobody even knows his name.
Kyle Gass.
Okay. I'm just saying. But it's like, he went for the joke. It's not that big of it's just
he
a joke.
Apologized too. I know it's a joke, but honestly, it's because someone died, plus the fact that some people,
listen, it's a tragedy, but people die and jokes need to be made.
I understand that, but there are people out there who take that shit serious, who will listen to that and go, "Oh, take it seriously," which is terrible.
Yeah,
you and I wouldn't, or someone, but there are some people out there that will go, "Oh, he wished it had happened,"
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, I know there are people. I see them online. Maybe related to some of them that are like,
no. It's all over Twitter. Like, holy shit! It's like, guys.
Yeah, we were so close to ending it. That's what they're saying.
No, yeah, terrible. That's kind of that. I may not like Donald Trump, but I would never wish anything like that. That is terrible.
Never, not even a little.
Not even a little. No, that's you defeat him at the polls. You defeat him at the ballot. That's how you take him out. You vote him out.
Let me ask you this: are you? Let's say we're going with string theory here, and in there's some universe where he doesn't turn his head. He does get popped. Aren't you curious to see what that would have been like?
No, I don't want to see that. That's
not that you want to see that, but have you not? I'll admit it. I found myself wondering, like, boy, if he didn't turn his head and he was killed, what would? Because I'll tell you what spurred that. People were like, "Oh, we were a half an inch away from a civil war." Like I love all these fucking tough guys that are like, that would have been the Civil War. Or these guys, have you seen these guys that are just screaming into their phones? Like, I saw this one dude, he was like, "That's it, libtards. You fuck with my and I'm like, what are you doing?
People are just. I
You're
mean,
like
this
a
was one
60-year-old
guy.
old man in Florida. You're not doing anything. Don't be weird.
No, stop it. It's just the one guy who acted on his own, who was, out of his mind. Shouldn't have had access to whatever weapons. There's a lot wrong with the situation, and
A lot.
yeah, the first thing is the Secret Service. A lot of things went wrong that shouldn't have happened. That's what everybody's saying. I mean, you look at the map. Just look at the map of the layout that they show, like the sky view of the layout. He was, I think they said 120, 130 yards away from the
130
stage.
yards. Yeah, 400 feet. Yep.
130, which is, and like directly in front, like a little off to the side, but like a clear view of him. It's like, how is that not covered, that spot?
I think I could have hit him from there. I'm not going to lie to you. I think I could have done it.
I mean, holy cow! I
Okay.
feel like you go to that spot ahead of time and you look around and you go, well, that's an obvious spot right there. How the hell are we not covering that? There's like, I'm sure there are vantage points that you have to cover, but that seemed like, if not number one, definitely number two on the list. Obviously, right around them is probably number one, but then you get the spaces that are just outside of that. I guess that area around them. That I don't know what you call it, perimeter. You get right outside, and then you go, okay, there's a couple of spots, and it's like, well, how many? I don't know how many people they have at their disposal, but they should have enough to cover a building that's literally right in front of them.
Well, they actually didn't. And I got all the, you want to go through all of this?
Go for it.
Okay. Now I'm going to tell you all the ways in which security failed here, specifically the Secret Service. And when you get to the end of this, because I'm not here to stoke conspiracy theories, do not misunderstand.
No, we don't want conspiracy theories. This is just facts. We just want the facts. We all saw it. We're going off of that. We're going off of, what is this reporting? Is this
everything came from, because the White House started their oversight basically, and they were releasing some, not the White House, Congress was the starting their oversight. And so they're releasing some information. So everything that you're going to hear here has been factually reported upon. So I don't want to start a conspiracy theory. However, I want to lay this out for you. When you hear all these things, the possibility that perhaps one or two bad actors were involved in this, I don't think is out of the realm of explanation and possibility. Meaning,
you mean where?
Meaning, did Joe Biden order this to happen? No. Was it the Department of Justice? No. But when you hear everything, think to yourself, is the possibility that somebody on the Secret Service
could it just be
acted in bad faith? It could be they're inept. I can't help but think,
and it's just a huge fuck up.
Well, let's go through everything and you tell me. All right. Well, let's go through.
Now, what is this report from? What do you?
Again,
I want to know that we're getting reliable.
Yeah. Again, this is all coming from confirmed reports and the fact that that Congress has started their oversight on this, and this is what they have found from the early on investigations.
Okay.
All right. So yes, inept is a possibility. But I really think you need to start looking at the possibility that somebody, I don't know whom, but somebody allowed this to happen. Because when you hear all these things, it's nuts. Here we go.
Let's hear it.
The Secret Service was warned about Thomas Michael Crooks. They designated him as a threat 10 minutes before former President Donald Trump took the stage. They allowed him to remain on the grounds anyway. The Secret Service was warned that there was a character of suspicion on the grounds more than an hour before the shooting.
See, that begs the question, how do they know he's a threat? What are they basing that on?
I'm gonna go through it all.
All right, I'm gonna stop cutting you off.
So Fox News reported that from the Senate briefing earlier today. Sources also told the New York Post that Crooks was not described as having a gun when the warning went out. Senator John Barrasso of Wyoming said, quote, he was identified as a character of suspicion because he had a rangefinder as well as a backpack. And this was over an hour before the shooting actually occurred. A rangefinder is like the scope,
Like
on the top of a gun. So he had the top part, not the gun, at the time that he was identified as a character of suspicion. He went on to say, quote, so you think over the course of that hour, you shouldn't lose sight of that individual. Somebody ought to be following up on those sorts of things. There is no evidence to support that that happened at all. So he was spotted with a scope and then nothing.
And then they lost track of him somehow.
They lost track of him. It was previously unknown whether a local police officer who spotted Crooks outside the perimeter of the rally warned Secret Service agents in time. These new details that we have now confirm that the agency got the message but failed to act on it. Senator Barrasso noted that the top Secret Service agent in charge of securing the rally was speaking to local police on the phone as the shooting took place. He called on Secret Service Chief Kimberly Cheadle to resign, joining a growing chorus of critics calling for her to leave her post. All right, so they see him. He's able to wander around the grounds for an hour. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought I saw footage of him. There's like of him just walking around.
Yeah.
At the rally. Yeah.
He's just walking around. Okay. Now, the reason why people are calling for Cheadle to be fired, and prior to her statement and this coming out, I didn't agree. I do agree now. She said, and she said this in the report that went to Congress, they opted not to put a sniper on the roof of the AGR International Building where Thomas Matthew Crooks was, because the roof was too slanted.
What?
Yeah. This isn't...
The roof was too slanted?
This isn't right-wing conjecture. This is what Cheadle, the head of the Secret Service, said in a report. The roof is too slanted. The roof of the Secret Service sniper who killed Thomas Matthew Crooks was slanted. Every roof that the friggin' Secret, all the roofs are slanted, unless you're on top of a building.
Yeah, they're mostly going to be slanted, unless you're in Manhattan, where they're all, whatever they are, the skyscrapers. They don't really slant because you don't want shit sliding off. But when short buildings have slanted roofs, that's what they are. I don't know about the stage. There's that shot of Trump on stage, and there's like a sniper on the back. Right behind him. I can't remember if I'm sure that roof was probably slanted. All the roofs are slanted.
They're all slanted.
Yeah.
They're as slanted
there's one
as
of two
this
roofs.
Explanation.
All right. There's one of two kinds of roofs, flat or slanted. I don't care what they look like. You got to cover them all.
Yeah. So now they were thinking, all right, well, if you're not going to put anybody on the roof, the Secret Service was warned ahead of time that that local cops wouldn't be able to spare a patrol car to park outside the building. So, all right, okay, if we can't put somebody on that roof, can you get a patrol car over there? Well, local police, who I and most people blamed for this when we first started hearing that was outside the perimeter, they told the Secret Service, we do not have enough patrol cars to station at this particular building. Mm-hmm. All right, so now you have a series of things happening here. The Secret Service said that this was a threat. This building was a threat beforehand. Then they decide we're not going to put anybody on the building because the roof is too slanted. And when the local cops tell them, yeah, but we don't have enough people to cover that building, they did nothing about it.
So we're just going to leave that building alone.
Just going to leave it alone. The building that they themselves said was a threat. People, you got to hit the share button on this episode, because the majority of people aren't going to hear all this in-depth conversation from an unbiased, this is the report.
So what they should do now is go over footage of previous rallies and see how were they always this inept, and were they always leaving stuff uncovered? And like, is that because if it's an ongoing pattern, and this one happened to contain happened to lead to something bad, and the other ones just happen to not, then this is an ongoing issue that they need to be better trained, or more people need to be on, appointed or whatever. But I would have someone going over all the footage of other rallies and say, all right, show me where, show me vulnerable spots. Because if we're going to every rally and we've got vulnerable spots everywhere, we got to fix this.
100%.
Right?
100%. Because it's not a Trump versus Biden thing. Who knows what they're doing?
Absolutely not.
Who knows if there's a lapse in security for Biden at some of these things?
For any official, any person that needs security should have the right security. It shouldn't be, I don't like him, so we're not going to beef up security. No, you beef up security. This is not, you're not playing with people's lives here. Where you do the right thing, you beef up the security when it needs to be beefed up. If Trump has been doing rallies for however long he's been doing them, and it's been inadequate coverage in terms of Secret Service, and this just happens to be the one where something happened, then it's an ongoing problem. Or was this the only time that there was inadequate coverage?
Mm-hmm.
So we don't know. That's probably something they have to check. Is this something that's been going on? And if it's something that's been going on, obviously it's a fundamental lack of just them knowing what to do. And they have to be better trained, or have something has to be done there. If it's a one-off, it's still bad. But I don't know. It's just two different issues with the same result. They have to be better equipped to do the job.
Well said. Misfit Justice says, why am I not getting notifications for this podcast anymore? Because look at the topics we're talking about. With the sniper's name in our description, we're talking about the attempted assassination. We have COVID in there. They don't want to let this stuff out. That's the God's honest truth. Facebook and YouTube do not want to let it out. That's why we keep asking you guys to share it.
I mean, what are they worried about?
Misinformation spreading. They can't trust us over other people and all that kind of shit.
Yeah, I could kind of see that though.
It's all corrupt bullshit. It's just what it is. By the way, Miss Justice, who's smarter than most, says try updating YouTube, unsubscribe, and then resubscribe. Sometimes that works.
See, Anthony's already ready to go. Oh, it's Facebook and YouTube. They're out to get us. And Miss Justice is like, just unplug it, plug it back in. Just she's got the IT answer of just turn it off and on again. It'll be fine.
No, but it's the truth though. I mean, listen, we talked about, I was talking about this, and we're gonna get back to the Secret Service thing in a second. We put that Bobby Bacala bit out, right?
Yeah.
1.2 million views as of this podcast on,
which I am against that, but whatever, it's fine.
Yeah. On I kind of figured you were. We haven't really talked about this.
I don't get told what gets posted. It just gets posted and I go, shit. Come on.
All right, 1.2 million. Let me get back to my point. 1.2 million views on TikTok. You go look at that same thing on Facebook. It has like 49 views. I mean, it doesn't add up. A good piece of content is a good piece of content, and it should go beyond. But because of the subject matter and when it happened, Facebook just squeezed everything down, whereas TikTok let everything go. I
hear you.
Now, going back to that, I think that that's a funny bit. And what I said Monday at the time, and I don't apologize for anything, is that these are all just thoughts that we're having while the stuff is going on. And it's okay to share those thoughts.
Yeah. And if you're saying like this was, I don't know, I'm not going to justify, whatever. You put out your whatever you want to put out, but I didn't like it because it referred to it as what was it, like a what's the word, like not a setup, but like that it was planned or whatever.
It was an inside job kind of a thing,
right?
Yeah, but
which I didn't want to be a party to spreading that.
See, and this is what bugs me, and I get it because a lot of people took it that way, but it's just a coincidence of the situation of what's happening and something funny that happened on a television show. And the thing is, most people go, haha, I had that thought too. That's what we're looking for when I put out a piece of material like that.
No,
The people that are like, oh, I know it. Those people are fucking crazy. They're going to be crazy no matter what. If they didn't find it on that piece of content, they were going to find it somewhere else. They're going to be nutty no matter what.
Yeah. Not something I would have posted, but it's all right. What am I going to do?
I get it, but I'm in the moment, right? And I'm like, oh, and I'm like, and people are starting to pop online and go, was this stage? Was this or that? And I'm like, it's like that Bobby Bacala moment. And I'm like, that would be hilarious if we put that out. And I mean, it's so ludicrous. See, that's where I draw the line of this is okay. Because it's so ludicrous.
Yeah, no, I get, we know it's ludicrous, but there are people who look at it and go, yeah, maybe it's staged. That's the word, staged.
Yes. Anyway, like you can't. But the thing is if we did everything avoiding stoking the crazies, we would do nothing.
I know it's hard to balance that shit.
Listen, I know that's frustrating for you, and I empathize with that. I really, really do. But it's,
Yeah, I hear you.
It's the way of the world.
So keep going. What's the Secret Service?
Okay. So anyway, all right. So this is not conjecture because the Butler County District Attorney Richard Goldinger told the Washington Post the Secret Service, quote, was informed that the local police department did not have the manpower to assist with securing that building. So there's the disconnect. Secret Service says that's a threat, but it's up to the local police. Local police goes back to the Secret Service and says, I got news for you. We don't have enough people to cover that building. And then nothing is done.
Somehow a message didn't get delivered and...
No, the message got delivered. That's what the district attorney is saying.
Who dropped the ball? Which side was like...
Thank you.
Yeah.
No, it's not which side. It's who in the Secret Service.
Secret Service was like, all right, I got the message that you can't cover it, but we're not going to cover it either.
Right. And then Cheadle says, we didn't put an agent on there because it's too slanted. Well, either this is way more incompetence than should be allowed in any sort of...
Which I've seen the footage of where the shooter was set, they have the footage of the guy on the ground, the shooter, set up, and like it's that footage of like he's there and then all of a sudden it cuts away and it cuts back and then he was taken out. Didn't look slanted to me. It looked pretty flat.
It didn't look as slanted as the other one where the Secret Service snipers were on, right?
Right. And
yeah,
what, you can't be on a slanted roof? I don't understand what's wrong. And honestly, it didn't look slanted at all to me. I thought it was the flattest. The guy was lying down on his stomach to take the shot. That's what it looked like. The shooter was like this on his stomach. Didn't look like slanted in which way? Forward. It looked like he was flat in the footage I've seen.
You're saying if that building was a character in Dick Tracy, it would be Flat Top. Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying it would be pretty damn close to Flat Top.
Who would be Big Boy then?
Oh, Big Boy's on stage.
Big Boy did it.
Big Orange Boy.
Big Orange Boy. In fact, a Secret Service official, unnamed, confirmed to the Washington Post that stationing an officer outside that building was considered one of the ways to ensure the building was secure. And then it just wasn't. Officers would ultimately be, I talked about this on the last episode, officers would ultimately be posted inside the building on the day of the rally.
Great.
And not on top.
And we got one officer in a porta potty over there. He's keeping an eye on the inside of that porta potty, making sure it's secure. Like, what are you gonna? Fine, if someone goes in the building, but the president isn't in that building. A former president isn't in that building. Yeah, I get that. All right, maybe there's access to the roof or there's windows. Sure, you're covering that. But
just
the roof,
think about
I feel like, is an obvious.
Yeah, it's there. They had the wherewithal to put an anti-sniper team in the building and not around the building.
One guy put on the building. You can't put one guy on the roof.
And there's got to be a ladder to the roof. Just put them next to the ladder.
Put them on the damn ladder. I don't care. Build a scaffolding next to the roof. But do whatever you have. But how do you not cover that?
The odds that somebody would be able to access that roof without without like a ladder is pretty difficult. So if there's one ladder leading up to the roof,
how did he get up there?
I think there was a ladder to get up to the top.
A ladder that was already there?
Yeah, like you know how the buildings have like,
like a fire escapee ladder.
yeah, kind of like a ladder right next to it. Yeah.
So there was a ladder leading up to a rooftop that had 130 yards away from the president, and that's not covered. That is insane.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So when Crooks arrived, he sets off the metal detector at the rally entrance because he's carrying that rangefinder, right?
Right.
Despite that, they let him in.
Yeah, I guess it's. I mean,
That's a little odd. Now I get it.
It's odd.
It's not a gun,
It's
but
not a
it's
gun.
part of a gun.
It's part of a. It's weird. It's weird because it's not a weapon technically, but I mean, is that one of those? There's you can't have guns at his things, right?
No,
I mean, I know he's a big NRA fan, and he's like, guns are guns, guns, guns. Everybody should have guns.
can't have it.
But can't have him at these rallies.
Now listen to this. So he gets in with the rangefinder, and what does he do with it? He starts pointing it and looking at the snipers on the roof. How do we know this? Because the snipers on the roof are on their scopes looking around, and they see through their scopes he's looking at them through a scope.
So they spot him looking at them through a gun scope.
100%.
Gun.
100%. 100%.
And I'm sure, did they say, hey, we got a guy looking at us through a scope?
Yep. They kept their eyes on the 20-year-old until he was past the secure area, but it wasn't long before he drew the suspicion of officials again, not once but twice, and was even photographed and reported. Around 5:45 p.m., just 26 minutes before the first shot rang out, a member of the Beaver County Emergency Service Unit saw Crooks up on the roof, and he took a photo of him on the roof.
26 minutes before he fired a shot.
26 minutes before, at nearly the same time, a Beaver County police officer also reported Crooks as a suspicious person, also took his picture for their report, but the reports weren't acted on or received in time to avert the tragedy. In the final minutes before Crooks pulled the trigger, rally goers, as we've seen in a ton of videos, they were the ones who spotted him and started frantically screaming at nearby law enforcement.
So wait a minute. So he gets on this roof 26 minutes before the first shot. He got on the roof with the gun. He was up there for 26 minutes.
Now we believe so because I don't think that he came down. I believe he was up there and he was up there for good. So I don't know how he got the gun there. Now that wasn't in the security area. So he went into the rally area, got in with the sniper, with the viewfinder, looked around, did his whole thing. The snipers saw him. They report him as a suspicious character. And then he winds up just going on his way and leaving the area. And once he did, they just were like, okay, he's out of the area. Now,
and they lost him. Yeah.
And then they lost him. Now, you count the failures. They identify the building. They don't secure it. The police says, we can't secure it. So they put a team inside, not outside.
Yeah.
He's seen with a scope, and he's let in the rally. He's spotted with a scope by the sniper team, reported, walks out of the thing. Nobody says anything after he leaves. 2 other cops see him, take photos of him, don't radio or anything, take photos to report it, and nothing there is done. And it's not until people start screaming and that he's on the roof to cops and the guns, the fires start, the shots start ringing out that anything is done. Now, the sniper, to his credit, the sniper who killed him, the gun was pointed at him. He knew. I don't know if he saw he had a gun or whatever, but as soon as those shots were fired, you look at his face, he looks up, he hears shots, his head goes right back down into the scope, he pulls the trigger, Crooks is dead. Okay, so it wasn't like it was like, where is that coming from? His rifle was pointed in that direction. So it was an easy thing to do. But you're talking about nine missed opportunities to stop this guy.
My question is, how did he get? He's walking around the rally with a scope. Then they lose sight of him. Then he gets back in the rally with a gun. How did he get into it with a
No, he
gun?
wasn't in the secured area with the gun.
Oh, so
That
the
building
building is outside the secured area,
outside the secured area.
and he was able to get up there with a gun. All right,
But nobody,
hold on one second. I gotta.
yeah, but nobody in that time said that building's outside the secured area, but it's pretty close, and we still can't secure it. There's no way that we can put somebody on it. They put a group of cops in it. I mean, come on, people. You're inside a building instead of being around the building. Who's going to be, if you're around the building and you make sure the building is clear, then you know inside the building is not a threat. It's not a threat. And then so you could put people outside, and then that threat is now neutralized. And they just didn't do it. They stayed inside that building instead of being around it. Now, you're telling me 9 failures, and the thought that there wasn't somebody on that Secret Service team who was in on it is not a possibility? I just can't believe that. Because here's the other part of it. I'll tell you, here's the other weird part, Frank. I'm sorry to cut you off.
No.
They cannot, for the life of them, find a motive from this kid. This is unlike anything else, any other mass shooter, any other assassin. There's a manifesto, there's text messages, there's letters, there's signs from coworkers, family members. There is none of that.
Yeah, the only thing with this kid is that he was bullied, picked on, the whole thing. That's the only real thing I know that they were saying about him. Outside of that, you're right. There's really nothing like obvious. Like, holy shit, this guy was out to get someone. You know, what is his motive? Did he? I don't know. It's
nothing.
I'm sure they're gonna go back and back and back and go through all his shit and go through all his belongings and maybe they'll find something, but they haven't yet, right?
He's a registered Republican. Now, by the way, he donated $15 to a Democratic cause, but the last report on that I saw was there's somebody else with that same exact name who is a registered Democrat. And so that's got to get cleared up because it could just be this other guy. This kid just registered as a Republican, you know, his dad's a Republican. His dad's a gun owner. It was his father's gun.
Right.
He could buy the ammunition. He's been known to shoot. You know, he was known to be a hunter. There's no signs or explanation. So again, I don't want to stoke conspiracy theories here. That's not what this is about. But this is about when you look at all the systematic failures that go on, and then you can't tie this kid to anything. That kind of makes me feel like there might be one or two or some independent actors within that Secret Service that maybe helped him get there.
You're feeling that way, but I feel like we're jumping. I know it's a quick and easy.
It's a jump to conclusions. I will give you that.
Jump to conclusion because we desperately want an answer. We don't have it yet, so we jump to it's like saying we can't explain this structure, so it's got to be aliens. It's like, all right, that's a jump to conclusions that without any kind of basis for it. Because we don't have the answers yet, which we're grasping at an easy one, maybe not an easy one, but a convenient and it's right. You know, we're just plucking the first one we can grab. I feel like there are explanations for this that I don't want to assume the worst of a whole, you know, any organization, whatever. But it's like I can't jump to that conclusion yet of there's bad actors in the thing. Not without evidence and further investigation, which they're doing, and it's going to take time. So we got to give that time. My gut says this was a nut with a gun that was looking for some kind of notoriety, whatever it was, and it's as simple as that. I think.
But found 9 lapses in security. I mean, it
could have been this. Well, this could have been a pattern. Maybe he was researching all these rallies and figured, all right, these people obviously don't know what they're doing. I could probably get into this thing easily. And maybe he found some holes in their security. And maybe he got there and said, all right, has he been to other rallies? Do we know? Is this the only rally he's ever gone to? Did they spot him at other things, scoping stuff out, and said, "Oh, I can't do it here"?
I mean,
Was
I don't
this his
think so.
hometown?
It was his hometown. Yeah, it was close to his hometown because he had a job. He worked at like a nursing home. And again, nobody there said there was anything wrong with this guy. I'm with you. I agree. But what I'm saying is that's too many coincidences for this not to be investigated
Oh,
to the
investigate the
nth
hell
degree.
out of it. Absolutely, 100%.
But would you be
Every
surprised
angle.
if we found at the end of this that there was an agent that was involved?
Yeah, I'd be surprised.
You would be?
Yeah, because
I wouldn't.
well,
I mean, it's
from
the
Secret
plot
Ser-
of it. Did you ever see White House Down? I mean, come
No, I
on.
got to see that. Yeah, but that's a movie. But
I'm just
I
saying
want
they
to
got in.
believe that the Secret Service. I mean, these are people that literally put their, risk their life for someone else every day.
I do believe that.
So I don't want to jump to a conclusion of one of them is fucked up and set this whole thing up
because it's
I don't want to
scary.
jump. It's scary, and I hate to assume the worst possibility. My assumption off the bat is this was a nut who showed up at this rally, saw a hole in security, and decided I'm gonna do something that is gonna either make give me some kind of notoriety, infamous or not, and be some kind of you know what I mean? Like he was bullied. He didn't have the popularity. I guess maybe didn't want this will get him. I'm not saying it's normal. It's absolutely crazy. But I have to assume that that's probably what's going on. There's one guy. I hate to think conspiracy because just to think that there's that kind of awful cooperation going on boggles my mind. That there's more than one person setting this whole thing up so that this happens. It's hard to wrap your head around. So I tend to lean towards the simplest explanation is this kid wanted to do something crazy. He found an opportunity and he did it. I feel like that's the simplest and most logical explanation. What you're talking about is there are more hoops for that, I feel. Until we get more. I know you pointed out all those things that went wrong, but that to me points to someone said it in the chat before, just kind of complacency. I think maybe Robin or not Rob, Bird may have said they get complacent because nothing happens, and then when something happens, they look stupid because they weren't prepared.
Maybe, but I mean that's their job.
100%. But they go, oh, we don't have, we'll keep an eye on that building. They lapsed in they got complacent. Maybe.
I mean, yeah, I mean, people like you and me are allowed to do that. Those people are not allowed to do that. I feel like I'm actually giving them more credit by saying there might be somebody in there that's crooked because
if it's one person, well, that's the thing. How many people does the layout have to go through? If there's like a plan of here's where everybody's going to be, how many people have to be are in charge of that? How many people go, all right, this looks like your standard rally setup. We've got this is a map of the area. Here's where we're going. I mean, who makes the final decision on, yeah, I'm happy with everybody being where they are.
That's who I think it is. And let's come back to this, but I want to get to Paul's point because he says, and Paul, can you let me know if this has definitely been reported that the gun was already on the roof? Because I haven't seen that anywhere. So if you've seen that somewhere, let me know where you saw that.
What's weird is that,
and I feel like I am following Paul on Twitter. He accused me of not following, which is possible, I guess. Sorry, Frank. Go ahead.
No. What's weird is that this was supposed unsecure. What was the area was not is outside the perimeter of whatever they were securing.
Right. It was outside of the perimeter of security.
Which is weird because there were so many people right at the bottom of that building. Right. Like it was.
Yeah. Yeah.
This wasn't a building far off in the distance that nobody was around. This was like there were rally goers on the ground right next to the building. So it was like an area where you could probably watch the rally from.
Yeah.
It seemed.
Yeah. And they
This
knew it
wasn't-
was
yeah.
a problem. They
Right.
told local police, and local police said, we don't have enough people to cover it. And then they did nothing.
Man.
So back to the other point, just really quickly, people are giving the Secret Service shit, especially that woman. You know, I'm sure you've seen the young lady, the brunette, who's like cowering down behind everybody, and she went to go holster her gun and then didn't. And, you know, they're making fun of this one woman. That drives me crazy because everything I'm saying about it could be somebody in the Secret Service, I'm not talking about any of those agents that you see on camera who
Who are throwing
shielded
their body in front
Yes.
of you. Yeah. That's
Yes.
not easy to do.
They're
For, you know.
criticizing that one girl because she looked sloppy and looked horrible and out of place, and like she wasn't carrying him, and all the other guys were, and like she's got to get off. It's like, motherfucker,
agree.
you would never throw yourself in front of a bullet for anybody. You're going to criticize that
Especially
woman?
someone who's not like a family member or someone you don't even know. This is, you know, it's your
Yeah.
job. This is not like your kid or your spouse. This is, you know, you're
Yeah.
throwing your body in front of a bullet for some person, you know, for some guy, which is not an easy thing to do, I'm sure. But I will say that he was pretty exposed for that, you know, and it's seen everywhere. Like when he was getting rushed off the stage, they kind of stopped. And he was like, you know, when he did the fist pump in
Right.
the
They
air,
let him
and
get
it's
that
like,
in there.
yeah, he was like, no, wait. And he was like, you know, fight, whatever he was yelling. I mean, I know it's all happening in the moment and hindsight and all that stuff, but I feel like how do you let there's an active shooter and he's exposed like that? That's kind of.
It is crazy. Now, I
It's
will
crazy.
say, I'll give them credit because they knew they had neutralized the shooter, and you can hear them in the clip. They said the shooter's down,
Yeah, but are there more?
but you don't know if there's more. Exactly. It was a
That's
little
why
bit
they
of a
rushed him out
risk.
of there. Shooter's down. Why doesn't he finish the speech?
But
Because they
also,
don't know what's going on. They get him out.
correct. But also, they did need a moment as they're getting him off the stage to get the car closer, because
Fine, but you got to
like
get
they could
him
run him
covered.
you know, I agree, but it's not like it's not like you could run him for 50 yards. That would be bad too. You know what I mean?
Well, you can. You just got to surround the shit out of him and have him, you know, crouch as he, you know, and you can't have him exposed in any way. So you got to get. I mean, I don't know how many people there looked like there was like 8 people hugging him, doing like a huddle around him.
Yeah.
But you got to get him underneath you and out. I mean, backstage, underneath something until the car gets there. I don't know how they do it. I'm sure they have protocol and what to do, and they know how far away the car is, and if God forbid something happened, we have to have a plan to get him to that car. So they got him there, but then, I mean, again, I feel like he was exposed. I saw this on the news that they counted, it was like 7 or 8 seconds. He was like his head, and you know, they had his lower body covered, but he was like out there doing this for like 7 seconds.
Yeah, I guess because they're banking on that they've got that now. They have a sniper on that building. You know what I mean?
You don't know the situation. You got to lock down the whole situation.
But I'm sure they're thinking everything else has been locked down because it was inside the security area and everybody, you know. But the fact that whoever let him in that thing with that scope that's crazy.
That's crazy. And here's how I feel like if your conspiracy theory of someone helped, you know, there was an insider, if that is true, why is he wandering around with the scope on his own, and what is he looking for? Like, I feel like if there was someone on the inside, he would have just went to the spot.
He would have went right to the spot.
Yeah, what is he walking around for?
Maybe. I mean, I guess, yeah, that's a great point.
Why give Secret Service a chance to even spot the guy?
I guess because, well, yeah, I mean, first of all, take binoculars in with you. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know why you need a
scope.
Yeah, take binoculars. It's so much less, you know, suspicious.
Conspicuous, yeah.
Conspicuous,
So,
thank you.
So if and this is a huge if there was some kind of conspiracy, which I don't believe there is, so don't say that I think that. I don't think there is. But if there were, I doubt that part of the plan would be, all right, wander around the rally with a scope for an hour before you do what you're supposed to do.
Granted, but let's say that there is somebody on the inside helping him. He still needs to go there and do his due diligence. He still needs to go and look around and check and make sure that he could do it. Because honestly, it is still kind of ballsy. I never see that sniper turn. There's two on that building behind Trump.
Mm-hmm.
You never see them. They're not like scanning. Their guns are pretty much pointed at that building.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know if that was maybe their plan of like, all right, we can't cover that building, so we'll just put snipers on the roof, and if anybody sees anything, they'll...
Which, okay, but they didn't see anything before he took the shot? If they're looking at that building, how much time did he set up before he took the shot?
Yeah, I don't know. Because here's the other thing. That building is sloped too. So he could have been on that building for a little while.
On the other side, the far side of it?
Before he got up high enough for them to even see. Yeah.
Maybe, but it's just, it's a huge failure and just being able to just covering. That's just an obvious spot. And plus, if there was some kind of conspiracy, he had to know he wasn't going to make it out of there.
I think he knew that. Yeah.
I mean, so that to me says, why would I do this? Do you know what I mean? Like if it's
I think the explosives in his car says that he knew he wasn't making it past that day. Because I think even if he starts running and gets to the car, I don't think he's planning on going to jail. I think he knew that was it.
Yeah, but that right there leads me to believe that he was just on his own, death by...
Maybe. Listen, I'm not saying this is what happened. I'm not saying this is even a conspiracy.
It's not adding up from a conspiracy. It's not.
What I'm saying is it cannot be ruled out, and I would not be surprised. And I find it hard to believe 9 series of incompetence could possibly happen. You know what I mean?
I don't remember all of them, but I feel like one just leads to the other. This wasn't covered, so that leads to this being not good, and that being not good, and this. So it's like a snowball effect. It's just
why send those cops to the inside of the building though, and not have them just stand around it? Like I said, you can't sweep that building, leave 2 agents in there, and then put 3 around the perimeter to walk back and forth. How is that not a
access to the roof? He didn't bring a ladder. There was already a ladder there.
Yeah. Well, I assume so. I don't know. Even if he did bring a ladder, I mean, if there's only 4 sides to a building, it only takes 4 people walking around.
Right.
I know that team was big. It wasn't like it was 2 cops. And even if it was, put 2 cops at the corner of the buildings.
Yeah.
So that you can see
talking to each other.
So that you could see 2 sides of the building. Then you're covered.
Right.
I am a schmucky podcast host, and I could figure this part of it out. How could they not?
It's someone fucked up big time, and I feel like it's a lack of, it's either complacency or just ineptitude, and something fell through the cracks.
Can I say something? It's complacency, ineptitude, or somebody was in on it. I feel like you have to put that third thing in there.
I know, but again, you can't rule anything out until all the facts are in. I get that. But I feel like that's a far-fetched. It's so far-fetched. I can't get on board with it yet.
I can believe that more than the Secret Service as a whole wanted to eliminate Donald Trump. That I do not believe whatsoever. Right. I cannot believe that. That's their job to protect people. But do I think that somebody 2 or 3 steps down from the leader or 1 or 2 steps up from the people that are on the ground that is supposed to be there securing everything maybe was involved? I mean, to me, that's more plausible. It's more possible than the entire Secret Service let this happen because they were sick and tired of Trump. I don't believe that.
Right. No, but I don't see that getting through the all the steps. Like if let's say it's one person 2-3 steps down, how do they arrange it so this kind of thing can happen with nobody else around them in that same vicinity going, I don't think we should be doing what this guy's suggesting.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think again, I think that
I mean,
kind of
they're
stuff
operating as a
happens.
team. They're operating as a team, and I feel like there should be at least one person going, "Hey, if one guy, one or two people are conspiring, how do they get it past the rest of the team that they're leaving this huge hole in the security? I mean, it just doesn't make.
Because
You
I
know what I
feel
mean?
like, yeah, no, I do, and I feel like that kind of stuff happens when, let's pick Agent B. Okay, Agent B is the person who's corrupt, right?
Mm-hmm.
They check in with Agent B. Is somebody on the building? Yep, I got a team over there. Okay, and then the team goes, okay, where do you want us? I want you inside the building, just to make sure that if anything happens in that area, we can get to it fast. You know what I
Well,
mean?
then I feel like that's gonna. Well, there's my point. Whoever he's talking to, hey, I want you inside the building. Hey, yeah, we got it covered. Whoever he's talking to, hey, yeah, we got it covered, is gonna go. So Agent B told me we had this covered.
I think they'll be found out. I mean, how could you not? I think.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's not a. If this is a conspiracy and planned out, it's not a very good plan. Because in order to pull it off, you gotta drive a hole through that security that nobody else is gonna notice. Because once they notice it, they're gonna go, who created this hole in the security? Oh, it was Agent B. Well, you're on the chopping block. That's it.
Dylan McDermott did it in Lighthouse Down. That's all I'm going to say.
That's true.
He was able to figure it out.
He's also Dylan McDermott.
He is Dylan McDermott. Handsome bastard, isn't he?
He could do most things.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm not buying it. I think it was a lone nut who saw a hole in the security, walked around the place, saw an opportunity, and said, "This is the spot, and I'm gonna do something." That's it.
Maybe, but it's scary to me to think that a 20-year-old nothing from Pennsylvania, don't take offense to this, but take a little offense, from Pennsylvania, the western part, nobody wants to be there. He could figure out to cripple one of the world's greatest security teams.
I mean,
that's unbelievable.
He was.
We're not talking about a New Yorker or somebody from Philly or California. Well, we're talking about Western Pennsylvania.
I get it. Well, think about what he did. He showed up. He got in. He just walked in security. He looked around. I mean, to be honest, he was. Yeah, you're right. He should have been watched way more because they identified him.
I mean, how many other people of suspicion were identified that day that their hands were so fucking full that they lost sight of this kid?
I wonder what the average is on a regular basis at a rally. How many people of suspicion are they keeping their eyes on?
To be fair, it was a Trump rally, so you got to figure out more than a couple. This is just I mean, you see the way some of those people. I'm sorry, but it's true. If you're one of those, I'm sorry, but it's true. I mean, there's there's mullets, there's just awful fitting hat. Like there's fucking, what do you call those things? Those little bags in the front, those man purses that you wear.
Hey, don't knock fanny packs.
Fanny packs. I mean,
fanny packs are gold.
There's a lot of.
I love and support fanny packs.
That's a problem.
They're good stuff.
Then you know what? You're on my. Let me just write this down. Okay. Frank's a suspect.
No, they're good. Fanny packs are good.
Fanny pack equals sus. No. It's my kids say. They call it sus. But I would imagine there are a couple, but I would also imagine that somebody with a sniper scope would be atop that list.
That's a big, yeah. We're walking in there with a part of a gun.
Yeah. Yeah.
That I don't know how you're not either. Maybe he was he kicked out and now he's in the unsecure area?
No, he just left. They lost him because they were like he went off and that was like, all right, I guess he's out. He must have left. Like, I mean, come on.
Maybe they watched him leave. Maybe they had their eye on him and he left and they said, all right, he's no longer a problem because he left.
I get that you got.
He showed back.
Yeah, I mean, I get that you have eyes on Ronnie with the mullet and Billy Bob with the fucking fanny pack. But again, Thomas with the sniper scope, I feel like that has to go to the top of the list and really be watched in that.
And don't knock fanny packs. Fanny packs are good.
Do you wear fanny packs? Why are you defending them so hard?
I have fanny pack. I have a couple fanny. Every now and then we take them on cruise. We got all the stuff in it.
You wear a fanny pack on the cruise, don't you?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe there's nothing wrong with the fanny pack. Fanny pack. Wear them when we walk the dogs because we have all the stuff in there.
Okay. I found a bigger problem than a 20-year-old kid finding a hole in the Secret Service security detail. It's my best friend of 35 years wears fanny packs that I all of a sudden didn't know about.
We have them and we put our. They're
this
good.
Shit? It's okay if your wife wears one. She's a woman. She's more than fine.
Hold on. What?
Okay. I said it's okay if your wife has a fanny pack. She's a woman. That's more than fine. That's fashion.
We both have one.
If it's on you, that's sad and suspect.
Why? The Rock wears one.
That's true. It's a good point. Football players wear it too, and I hate it's like they're wearing Gucci fanny packs, and I'm like, what do they do? What are you doing with don't you have pockets?
Fanny packs are coming back.
What are you carrying around? First of all, you are never on the forefront of fashion. Never.
No, but
what is going on here?
They're coming back. They're making a comeback. The Rock has brought them back.
What are you putting in a fanny pack that you can't fit in your pocket?
Oh, it's got the dog thing, bags and stuff like that. If you want to carry that stuff around.
How many shits is Dexter taking?
Sometimes he goes a couple times.
Does he?
Yeah.
That's happened to me when I had Rocco. He would shit, I pick it up, and then he would shit again, and I'm like, all right, now we just
now what? I got to reuse the bag somehow.
Yeah.
I got to reopen it. But no, you get a couple bags in there. You get maybe keys or something in there,
You can't put your keys in your pocket?
They're annoying. Sometimes.
Do you want a purse? Should I just get you a purse? Get you a nice purse.
Give me a purse. I have no problem with that.
I'd almost be more comfortable with a purse than a fanny pack if we're being totally honest with one another.
Hey, Bird, wear what you want, Frankie. Chin up, chest out. Damn right. And I keep knocking this damn thing out of the... Oh, right here it is. It's European.
It's European. What did they call it? A man what?
A European carryall.
European carryall.
That's right. It's a purse. I wear a purse. It's not a purse. No, fanny packs. A-okay in my book.
Miss Justice, is a fanny pack better than a man purse? No. I'm going to say no.
They're convenient. You haven't lived, Mr. I wear Crocs all the time.
I know. I'm such a minimalist. I don't even have a wallet. Do you have a wallet?
I have a wallet.
Like a leather physical.
It's my wife got me the those metal ones that you can't fuck with. Like you can't scan someone's ID or something.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I've seen those.
It's awesome. I have one of those.
It's like a plastic thing?
No, it's metal.
Oh, it's metal? That sounds like it's heavy. No wonder why you need
it. It's not that heavy. It's not heavy. It's good. It keeps all my credit cards and cash in there. It's metal.
All right, that brings me to my second point. How many credit cards do you have?
I have one credit and one debit card.
Okay, see, that's not me too. I don't have a lot of credit cards.
Yeah, I don't have a.
Can I say something? I carry the credit, the debit, the ID, the medical card.
Mm-hmm. Same.
The AAA card.
Of course.
My PBA card from like 10 years ago because my friend refused to give me PBA card anymore.
Yeah, once it expires, I don't think it's going to do anything anymore.
I just go, I haven't seen him in a while. And then a BJ's card. That's it, which I don't carry all the time. That's it. I have those cards, a $10 bill. That is, and I put that straight into my pocket. Done.
Yeah, I have the same kind of things. I think I have a what do I have in there? Yeah, my license, credit card, a credit card, my health insurance card, my debit card, a couple other cards that are in there. Like I have two. Oh yeah, that's it. Pretty much. So maybe another card in there. I can't remember, but there's like 4 or 5 things in there.
Tell me about it, Christina. It's coming sooner than I'd like to admit. AARP card.
Right.
My wallet's the one that says "bad motherfucker" on it. Remember from
right? That's what's his
Pulp
name?
Fiction.
Yep.
I don't like to carry anything. Here's my thing too. Sometimes I'll go out and run to the deli, and I'll just grab the credit card with me, and I go, I'm gonna die of a heart attack, and they're gonna take me to the wrong. Or I'm gonna have a heart attack. They're gonna take me to the wrong fucking place because they don't think I have medical insurance.
All right. Yeah.
It's gonna be the one time.
You always see, get a wallet. You got to get the thing like I have. It's the size of your credit card. That's how big the wallet is. It's it's a
I can't
rectangle.
take it. I don't like bulk.
It's not bulky.
I'm a minimalist.
It's not bulky. You carry this stuff anyway.
Look at my phone
it's
case.
all disorganized.
Look at my phone case. It only goes around the side. That's it. I can't have. I don't like
go on the back.
Nothing. This is the phone. You're seeing the back of the. There's not even a glass thing there. That's the back of the phone.
What's the point?
Because if it's not going to fall like it falls on a corner or something like that, and my corners are all protected on the sides.
I don't like it.
I don't even have a screen protector on here. Nothing.
I don't like it.
I go bare bones.
So I got the.
Let me ask you another question.
Yeah.
Okay. And this has been bothering me. Not on the rundown. Lucky for you, bonus material.
Nice.
Do you think most people? I feel like there's 3 places to get dressed. Where do you think the majority of Americans get dressed? In their closet?
Oh.
No, listen. In their closet, on the side of their bed, or at the foot of their bed? Where do you get dressed?
That depends on where all your stuff is. Like if your clothes are in a bureau in front of your bed, you're gonna get dressed wherever your clothes are. I feel.
Okay, you know what? And let me know if you think I'm weird here. I got some drawers and bureaus and stuff, right? I got my stuff's kind of like all around. I get dressed at the foot of my bed. I'll get everything I need, put it on the bed, but I won't get dressed on the side of the bed. I get dressed at the foot. I stand at the foot of the bed and get dressed. See, mountaintops is a foot or 2.
Yeah, foot's fine. I mean, I think the side, because the side, usually I feel like typically maybe the side is not as roomy. Am I wrong?
Yes.
Side's not as roomy as the foot. A little more room from the foot to whatever's in front of your bed.
And I don't know why I need that room, but I feel free there to put some shit on.
Kick some legs out as I'm putting on my pants.
Yeah.
I like to lie on my back as I put my pants on. Like a toddler.
Now listen to this.
Hoist them up to my waist.
Bird gets dressed in the bathroom. I think this is crazy behavior.
See that? Yeah, that's weird, because then you got to bring all your clothes into the bathroom.
It's always wet in there, no matter what.
Wet.
You get the fan on, it's still wet and it's warmer in there because most people just shower before they get dressed.
Yeah.
Look at all these ciders: Mercury, Neil, Christine.
See, it depends on your layout. If you have a little more room on the side, and if that's where all your stuff is, that's where you're going to be. Like if your closet is on the side of your bed and most of your clothes are there, you're going to go and be on the side. But when you gather all your things and they're at you happen to be at your foot of your bed, which apparently you and I, the same deal. That's where I feel like wherever you gather your clothes to be, that's where you're going to get dressed. If you're on the side of your bed, it's an awkward spot to gather and put everything.
Are you like me? Do you get dressed at the foot of the bed?
Foot.
Do you put all your stuff on the bed before you wear it?
Not usually. It depends on what it is. Like, depends on because at the foot of my bed, I could usually access most of the things I'll need from their holding place. Like there's the drawers right there for a shirt, drawers right next to it for socks or whatever. Everything's kind of in arm's length, so I don't have to take everything and lay it out first.
A little love affair going on here. DJ Shenanigans says I get dressed in the bathroom. Bird says I get dressed in the bathroom usually. Then DJ Shenanigans said I was actually talking about your bathroom, Bird.
Oh boy.
And then Bird said me and DJ get dressed in my bathroom.
All right.
I think we're watching a little love affair sprout here.
And I'm sure there are some people who have the walk-in closet that get dressed in there.
When the rest says, do you plan out your school clothes the night before?
You mean, yeah.
Sometimes. You know what's funny? I never put any thought into an outfit, clearly. As somebody pointed out, I think I wore this last episode. Tuesday was a laundry day, just to be fair. Tuesday was a laundry day.
The only time is either if you're packing to go somewhere or if you have like an event coming up that you have to dress up, then that takes planning. But everyday clothes, I don't plan. You don't
I have to
plan
go
that.
to a funeral on what do you call it when you go to the cemetery? You call it what's the
That's
funeral part?
That's a funeral.
Okay. I call the wake
Who,
and the funeral. I call it all a funeral.
the wake is at the
At the funeral home. Shouldn't it be the wake home? I mean, come on, people, huh?
All right.
Hello?
I'm with you there.
Is this thing on?
So who's from Oklahoma? Anybody from out of town? No, but I see what you mean. So who's? Can I ask?
Young kid, unfortunately. Thomas Matthew Crooks. I'll be at the
You're an asshole.
No, family member. Actually, podcast viewer, so we lost one, which is me.
Dude,
It's hard to lose somebody in your extended family. Friend of my parents.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, thank you. Lovely person, so supportive of the podcast, which really that we can't lose. We can't afford to lose anybody at this point, so we're really hurting on two levels.
Yes.
But she would have enjoyed that joke. But I have to go Saturday. It's going to be hot as balls. Yeah. I'm going to the cemetery part, which is outside because the wake in the mass is like very, very far away, like upstate far away. And their cemetery is where we used to live in Queens. So we're going there. I'm bringing my parents. My parents are in. Mike, can you wear shorts to the thing? I got to wear pants, don't I?
You got to wear pants. That's a must.
Be sweating my ass off out there.
Yep.
You're just sad and miserable, and I got to be uncomfortable on top of that too. I mean, that doesn't seem right.
Why does everything bad happen to you? It's one of those things. You go, you're uncomfortable.
Yeah,
it could be worse.
The heartbreaking thing is the person who passed is one of the greatest people I knew, her and her husband, and they would have wanted me to be in shorts, I feel. But you can't convince other people of that with their fucking opinions,
no,
you know?
Cannot. No.
They're going to be all like, look at this piece of shit in the shorts. What if they're black shorts? Black shirt, black shorts.
Negative. Nobody wants to see your bare legs.
The shirt has a collar on it. Does that help anything?
No, unless you're literally 5 years old and under and you're wearing like short, suit shorts. No good. If you're an adult, if you're a teenager or up, I feel like that's pants.
Damn. Yeah, man, these kids got it made these days. They get all the breaks. Yeah. All right. Thanks for that. I appreciate the advice.
You definitely got to wear those pants.
President Biden has COVID, so he'll be dead soon. Do you think he could get past this?
He'll get past COVID. It's fine.
You think he'll get past COVID? They said he was coughing pretty hard, and they rushed him back. He was in Vegas to give a speech. They rushed him back to Delaware.
Did they rush him back to Delaware?
Yeah.
Did they take him back to Delaware?
No. It says that they rushed him feverishly back to Delaware.
Feverishly?
Yeah. Oh, hastily is the term being used. Hastily.
Okay. All right. So he's back in Delaware. He's vaccinated. He'll be fine. I can't, obviously I don't know if he'll be fine. I'm just saying.
Come on, you've seen him.
He'll probably be fine.
You got to be a little concerned. I'm a little concerned. You're not concerned?
A little tiniest bit, but I'm sure he's got the best, doctors, I'm sure.
80. I'm sure well, shit, I hope so. He's the president. I hope the doctors are better than the fucking secret security.
Right.
Fuck secret security.
Someone's drinking. But I'm sure they're watching him like a hawk.
God, I hope so. I don't know. I'm worried, man. I'm worried. At the rate, remember when we were talking about House of Cards and I was talking about how ludicrous it was that all this crazy shit was happening?
Yeah.
It was unbelievable. And now all of this crazy shit is happening.
House of Cards is kind of playing out.
I'm like, fuck, am I in House of Cards?
Never watched House of Cards.
Are we in the West Wing and just don't know it? I mean, it's hard to tell.
There's a lot of like TV-ish stuff happening. Movie-ish stuff.
The next statement I'm going to say, I acknowledge it's ludicrous.
Oh boy. Think before you say it.
No, I just feel like he's not going to make it.
He'll be fine.
You think so?
I think so.
Okay. I don't know. I have this weird bad feel because here's what I was thinking about. I was looking at footage of him in 2020, and he looked way better now. And then I'm looking at stuff when he was vice president, and he looks like a completely different person.
Yeah,
And you
he's
just look at that
way older.
deterioration of old. Yeah, it's just age, just natural age. Nothing wrong with it. It happens. But then to catch the way he's been running around, and now he catches COVID. Like I don't know, man. I'm a little worried. I'm a little worried.
He'll be.
Let me just cut a promo saying he's dead, and this way,
don't do that.
We have it.
I think if that, God forbid, I think we could probably just jump on.
You think so?
I don't think we need to record that.
What if it's like Thursday night late? You're already tired. I could just pop it right on. Let's do 2 seconds. President Biden has died of COVID. I'm sorry to.
Yeah, give me a call.
You ready?
If I'm awake, maybe.
You don't want me to do this at all. You're willing to come on. You're willing to go on a minute's notice for the next 48 hours until it's back on the air.
That's fine.
All right. You're witness. Everybody witness.
Yep.
If we're late to get that breaking news.
Are people coming to us for the breaking news? Is that what's happening?
Never. Okay. They shouldn't be. If I have to resort to putting out another Sopranos clip, I don't want to hear you yelling at me after.
I'm going to yell at you. Just for the record, I don't get notice about things that get put out. I find out the same time you guys. Same time people in the chat and people watching us and listening to us find out.
Hold on.
That's when I find out.
That is not true. There have been a number of times.
True.
There have been a number of times where I have ran stuff by you.
Name one.
I would say 100% of the time you said, "Do not do this." I could remember one specifically that I cannot, and it kills me to this day because it was so fucking funny. It was so fucking funny. I have to text it to you. You're probably not even going to remember it, but
if that was the case, I feel like we just happened to be talking, and you said, "What if I did this?" But if you come up with something independently, if we're not talking like this or off the air, if we don't happen to be talking, then you're not running it by me. I guarantee it. Oh, he's sending me. Okay, his mic is muted because he's sending me the thing. But if we don't happen to be talking at the time, you're not running it by me. That's 100% true. But I feel like whatever you're sending me, we just happen to be talking and you maybe came up with it in the moment. That's my assessment of whatever you're sending me.
Maybe.
That is 100% true. I don't know what it is yet. I'll take a look.
I can't remember the name of the person. Maybe you'll remember the name of the person. But, dude, I thought about it a week and a half ago, that little bit, and I'm still laughing at how fucking hilarious that is. And I think I shared it to you, and I think I shared it to the whole group, and people were like, "No, you cannot put this. You cannot put this out." I had taken it. I can't even. I don't
remember that at all.
You don't remember that?
No.
Like I said, literally a week and a half ago, I thought about it and I laughed, and then I got sad at how
it's not that good. Take comfort in the fact that it's not that good.
I'm going with Jerk Store. Jerk Store is the line.
Jerk Store. No, it's on the level of Jerk Store.
No,
it's not as good as you think it is. It's really
I believe in it like George believed in Jerk Store, though.
Yeah. Oh, I slept with your mother. That's, well, your wife.
His wife is in a coma. All right. Last thing, Frankie C. Bob Menendez, convicted, 16 counts, I think. What a piece of shit this guy is.
Jerk.
Fucking Jersey people.
It wasn't 34 counts?
It wasn't 30. All right. See,
rookie.
See, not necessary.
What a rookie.
16 counts. Now he's talking about he's going to resign.
I don't see why. He could lead the Republican Party if he wants.
I think they should boot him. No, but isn't he I think he's a Democrat, right?
Well, he could lead whatever. He could lead whatever party. It's if you're convicted of a felony, your next step should be running for the presidency. That seems to be the logical course of action. I don't understand why that's not in his wheelhouse.
I don't think people are taking this serious enough, though, because he made deals with foreign governments. I mean,
I don't know what the crimes are, to be fair. I don't know what he's talking about.
he took gold bars as payment from
Bars.
yeah from
What are you gonna do with that? Imagine getting a gold bar. What do you can't go to the can I have change for this? Clang. And it's like, what are you gonna do with that? Where do you turn that in?
yeah. I don't know.
Cash for gold place? I don't know. Do they take gold bars? I guess so.
He made deals with Egypt and what do you say, Qatar?
Qatar?
Yeah, I think it's Qatar though, right? I think he's supposed to say
Oh, I
Qatar.
don't know. I always thought Qatar, but maybe I'm wrong.
Me too, but then I think didn't they host the World Cup and they were like, it's Qatar, everybody, get it right.
If that's what they say, then that's what it is.
Yeah, I think
QATAR?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do like them for the whole thing of like, yeah, you know, that whole U follows Q thing. Fuck
Yeah.
that, we're not doing it.
Yeah. Q can stand on its own.
Yeah, U could go fuck itself.
Yeah. Well, why even have the Q if it has to go with the U every time?
It doesn't make any sense.
Let the Q do its own thing every now and then.
Yeah. So I don't agree with much of what Cutter does, but I do like the kicking, you know, telling you to go kick rocks. I like that idea. Anyway, he made deals with them on the side. Like, I mean, I think this guy should rot in a jail cell for the rest of his life.
Yeah, if that's what's going on, I mean, he's convicted of that. When's the sentencing? Do we know what?
No, they say it like Trump. They got it takes more time and everything else. But he's been convicted. He's done skis. 16 counts for trading his political power to benefit himself and 3 Garden State businesses. They think his wife is in on it. It's a whole fucking thing.
That's a mess.
Yeah, we
Good
touched
luck.
on it a couple of times. Honestly, it's so boring. It's not even worth it. But now that it's clear cut that he was found guilty, I just feel like
goodbye.
I think if you're found guilty of something like this and you're in Congress or in
good luck, buddy.
It should be an immediate life sentence. Done. That's it. You put the safety and well-being of the country behind your own gain.
Right.
The rest of your life in jail. Done.
Yeah. No, that's like it's traitor. You know, I don't know what the what the felony counts are, like what the actual crime terms, like what he was convicted of, what the counts are. But I'm sure bribery and whatever the hell else.
Treason.
But yeah, is treason in there?
I think treason is in there.
That's a big one. That's a big one. Then yeah, that's bye-bye time. That's you go away for the rest of your life. Goodbye.
Janine got the person, by the way.
Janine what?
She guessed the person who I couldn't remember.
I think I know who you're talking about, but I don't remember the joke you said sounded familiar, but I don't know.
It was so good.
Wasn't that good?
I'm gonna put it in my will that I want somebody to release it once I die.
That's how you want to be remembered.
Oh, it was just so quick and wonderful. I just feel like, see, that's the problem.
Just because it's quick and maybe a little, maybe clever, doesn't mean it's appropriate.
Just by the time all the liberals pick it apart on Instagram, then you can't.
Oh, shut up!
You can't get away with it.
Write a new joke and move on. Get over it.
I just love it so much. I love it so much. I'm not ignoring the Trump RFK call. We do have to get to that. We'll do it next episode. I just feel like all this stuff is really taking precedent over all the other shit.
Sure.
Also, I'm sure while we were on the air, JD Vance had addressed the Republican National Convention, so we'll have reaction to that. And then Thursday night, President Trump speaks at the Republican National Convention. So tune into Friday's show because I'm sure we'll have more reaction to that. Plus, our thoughts on the passing of President Joe Biden. All
You're
on
an asshole.
Fridays.
No, stop it. No,
just
don't
in
say
case.
that. Because people that just hear that what you just said and it's out of context, they're gonna go, what? And you're gonna create some kind of crazy panic. President Biden is fine. He just
that's
has
why
COVID.
you're here. You're the voice of
COVID.
reason. You're here.
Yeah, but if I didn't say anything,
but that's why you're here. That's why it's important that you're here.
You ass.
When you're not here, it's anarchy. It's.
See, I gotta reel you in every now and then.
Yeah. You got to keep track of the whole thing because
I keep you on a leash. Killing me.
You can keep me on a leash as long as you got your fanny pack carrying all your other.
Fanny pack is gold, baby.
What else is in that fanny pack besides the bags?
The bags are the big thing. That's basically it. Cell phone, if you don't want to put it in your pockets, it's a handy little device, little gizmo.
How long do you go on a walk for with the dog? You go for
20
long walks, don't you? 20 minutes?
Yeah, about a couple of blocks. We do a few blocks.
My walks with Rocco were like
Speaking
6
of.
minutes. Look at that face. Come on now. Look at him. He's like, I don't want to be on the screen with that asshole talking shit about Biden. Look at the little ears. Look how good he is.
He's a little nervous because it's starting to thunder and lightning.
Oh, does he get scared?
He doesn't like that. Yeah, so
oh,
he's cuddling up here.
When he goes to in those moments, does he cuddle with you or with Aaron? Who's the
both? He'll go
either
back
one?
And forth. Yeah.
But if you're both sitting on opposite sides of the couch and it starts to thunder.
We haven't tried it yet. I don't know.
Okay, that'll be the test to find out who he loves more.
But not only that, we've got Dexter, and then we got his cousins over this week.
Oh, that's right. You got a whole. I forgot. Yeah, you're doing a whole
his
thing.
cousins Ray and Finn are here as well. They're a little. Finn is asleep. Ray is over here, just hanging out. They're both. I have the 3 dogs on the couch with me right now.
Do they get jumpy with the thunder, or they're okay?
They seem to be fine. Finn is asleep, so he's fine with it. Ray is just sitting here looking at me, and Dexter is having a full-on panic attack.
Let me ask you a question. Was Finn sleeping at the beginning of the podcast, or was it the Biden has COVID topic that
he
him out?
faded to somewhere in the middle there?
Okay.
No, we were a good boy. Now he's up.
Hopefully he's the only one we put asleep this episode.
Yes, that would be nice.
All right, you got to experiment and see who Dexter, because Bridie, I felt, I don't want to offend anybody here, but Bridie loved you more. I feel like Bridie was your.
No, they were both. Bridie
I feel like
and
even
Dexter,
Erin said Bridie loved you more.
But I think I think she's being nice. It was Bridie and Dexter go back and forth. They went back and forth.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. What is a fanny pack versus wallet situation? I have a wallet too. I carry a wallet.
He puts the wallet in the fanny pack.
Fanny pack, and especially on a cruise or a vacation, you got your passport. You got important stuff in there. You got money. As long as it's secure, you got everything in one spot. It's good stuff.
Paul's calling for a boycott. I love that.
But
we did receive a fair amount of death threats for the over the last couple of days.
You ass.
Yeah, one in particular was pretty mean.
Really, death threats?
Yeah. There was a couple of comments that got wiped out, but one guy did DM me. That was like, I hope you get shot.
That's really.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Isn't
Thanks
it?
for posting that.
Yeah. I just wrote him back. I said it was Frank's whole idea.
Good.
And I gave him
my
your
address. That's good. All right. Appreciate it.
I said you can find the person you're looking for here.
It is. I have nothing. Again, I got nothing to do with it. I find out these things as soon as everybody else does.
Oh shit! I can't. I got to
jerk.
send this to you in a different chat because if my wife sees this, she's gonna lose her fucking mind.
Oh boy.
Yeah, she's not gonna like it.
What is this?
No, I'm gonna send you the death threat so you can see it.
Oh, good. Can't wait to see that.
Because sometimes I feel like people don't believe some of the things that we say, but they're all true. Unfortunately, even the fanny pack comments.
Fanny pack's good stuff, man. It's an underrated article of clothing. Look for it on the next podcast.
Erin bought you the fanny pack, didn't she?
I don't know where we got 2 of them, and I don't know where we got them.
Are they matching fanny packs? Don't lie to me. I'll find out.
I'll show them to you. I don't know where they are at the moment. They're around here somewhere.
All right, because if they're matching, I'm not sure we can continue.
They're not matching, but I'll show them to you. One is black with like a red on it, and the other one is a blue fanny pack.
Which one's yours?
We just mix and match. Doesn't matter.
Oh my God, you swapping fanny packs? I don't know if that's safe.
Yeah, it's fine. It doesn't matter.
Are you sure?
We share fanny packs. It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. We don't claim ownership to either one. We
Lindarella wants to know if
they're
it's
both
slanted
nice.
like the Rock was. His was a little slanted, wasn't it?
I don't know.
All right, everybody,
People's
that's it.
eyebrow or whatever it's called.
It's the People's Fanny Pack. You're right.
Yes.
We'll be back Friday. Appreciate everything. Like I said, all those things we'll cover on the next episode. Have a good Thursday.
Show me potato salad. Maybe we should go now.
Go ahead.